Hey everybody, this is Grace, and in this video I'm just going to talk a little more about this stuff that I've been going through. But I wanted to say something first. Now that I remember it, just hit me that I wanted to talk about this one too, and that is I have seen well, let me back up again. I have a channel that I had originally named the channel name as Vlog Therapy. Okay, vlog, V-L-O-G, video blog. And I named it that. I had made it like years ago. And I changed it at some point. Really don't use it that much, but some of for these stories and all that. But it was years ago. Anyway, I started off as Vlog Therapy. And more recently, I've heard people who, one person, but more than that, all combined, say this about, YouTube or any of these social media platforms are not for therapy. Who are you? Who are you to say what people can use their social media platforms for? Really? Seriously? That's quite a bit of arrogance there. And, of course, some of these will say stuff like, well, you put your stuff out there, you talk about yourself, and that gives the right for everybody to criticize you and to judge you. And, it can be on any of them, even if it's just in writing. Okay? And who are you? That's like giving them permission. Like boys will be boys. And all trolls are going to hit you. No, they don't necessarily. I've been doing it for many years, and no, not necessarily. I've probably been on social media platforms before that one was even born. But yeah, you can get some trolls. Of course, anybody can get some trolls. If there's a possibility, yeah. But to tell people what they can and cannot do, how arrogant. Especially the ones who talk, it seems to be a new thing. They must have learned some new words, new phrases. Talk about, that other people lack self-awareness. I wonder if they do. That whole thing of turning it around on other people. Projection. This kind of thing. Because are they aware that they're just adult mean girls and adult mean boys? But they sure can, call other people names, point the finger at other people. How about pointing it back? Others pointing it back. It's your own words. You put stuff out there. Well, you put your attitude out there, and people can criticize it too. Okay? Yeah. They can, but is it right? Would they? Let me turn your whole attitude back around on you. And it's bad, because it's a boys will be boys kind of mentality. But seriously, think about people telling other people what to do with their own social media accounts or channels or whatever it's called on whatever social media platform it is. Okay. Now, I've been online, like I've said so many times, since 1990 and a little before then. And there have been blogs, there have been, now vlogs, more recent than blogs, but some of them were called online journals, online diaries, email journals, email diaries, through email. And people can join, they see them, and so many different types. So this is nothing new. But at this point, this person and people think that they can tell people, don't do that. You can't, that's wrong for you to do that. What? Audacity all around. Just such arrogance to tell other people what to do. Really. Okay, and this of telling people it's not therapy. It might not be for you, but maybe it is. In your own twisted mind with it, that you get to criticize people. I wouldn't think that's good therapy, but hey, I'm not here to diagnose. I'm not here to you know, myself really tell people what to do. Now, I use it as, like I said, that channel was called Vlog Therapy. And it seriously helps me. So again, who are you? I mean, that would be like telling me, and I would not appreciate it at all. I think I would let you know a little bit about your personality. Wait, did I already? Oh, I'm trying to keep it. But, and even in particular situations, I can see why, well, I can't really even see why anybody would tell anybody that. I honestly can't. Now, there are things I know, and I do for myself, and I don't give anybody any advice, counseling, nothing like that. Nothing. But situations I know that it's not great to disclose certain kinds of information about myself. Okay, I know not to. I'm a social and behavioral scientist. I know. I've been online since 1990. But I think some of them are finding that no matter what, there are people out there who can find it. Which, yeah, I mean, I don't know if any that it's not, that it's, I mean, that is to me, I could be wrong. You know, read the disclaimers in the description box below this video on YouTube. I can be wrong with all of this. But I think it's kind of like I'm not a lawyer or anything. Like I'm not a healthcare professional, none of that. But isn't that kind of like invasion of privacy? Isn't it something that might fall under cyber stalking, might fall under these things? Invasion of privacy, cyber stalking, stalking, period. Which, from what I understand, like I said, I'm not any of those. That might be quite illegal. Depends on where you live, too, also, you know. And how deep that could go. What you could pay for that. Charges, so forth. But yeah, I know. It's not always great to disclose everything, but I don't tell people what to do. Adults, too. But I say, what nerve to this? Would I be telling you, don't do that? Well, I'm saying, I don't think that it's right. I think it's what nerve you have to do that, to say that. And then tell other people that they're, you know, criticize them about their personality, about how they think and how they do. Have you looked at yourself? Have you looked in the mirror? Have you? And then tell them they lack self-awareness? Because do you really think that's a good... if you're going to fight against people because you say they're doing wrong, they're bad, they're this or that, what in the world? Our lawn service was just back, and they were just here yesterday. Okay. Okay, maybe they're for the people across the street. Yeah. And you're going to hear a noise right now. Oh. Well, maybe you won't hear the noise. But anyway, real life happens in the middle of a video. But that pretty much annoyed me. I'm not telling anybody what they should do, really. This video is not about me telling that woman that she can't do that or she can, or, you know, in my mind shouldn't, but yeah. Anyway, but the nerve. I mean, the nerve. What you can use it for, you shouldn't use it. It's not, or just to tell somebody it's not therapy. How do you know that? Really? How do you know that? What if that person is actually using it as therapy? Now, I'll tell you, one of these, I don't like the other person either. I'm not fond of the other person, I should say. You know, I'm learning a new life here, some new things. I have to say I pray for them all. Yeah. Trying to change my ways too, and it's working somewhat. Yeah. And this is great for me to do this because I can say, okay, you know, I've never been fond of myself when I do this. I haven't, and I've even said it several times. When I get to the point of saying, you know, now calling somebody an online bully, it's different than this, but to say that they are like low lives, I didn't say low class, I said low lives, or bottom feeders. I don't like that when I do that. I really don't. And I can see myself, I'm not going to really make excuses, but I can see what's happening in me is that at that moment, I'm very passionate about what I'm saying, and I'm not thinking, no, it's wrong for me to say that. And for the type of person I am, it's wrong for me to, it's childish too. Not really childish. I don't want to excuse children when people do this, and myself, but it's that moment of not stopping and thinking long enough, just saying. Now, I can see some people, the term I use these days is despicable, and they are, but really it's more like wicked evil. Okay, and then, like I say, you can, some of these references come from the Bible, at least how I've read it. But yeah, wicked evil people, read 2 Timothy 3, and people that, or other scriptures, and for people who are not religious, but still these things are so written in the Bible, in the Christian Bible, and think how long ago that was written, and it was then, and still now. Oh, here comes my little baby lizard that's going to distract me. I'm sitting in front of a shrub, and yeah, lizards love to play in that. There's seems like always new baby lizards in there. Anyway, another real laugh in the middle of a video, middle of a sentence, wasn't it? That sounded like a live stream. Some of them, they do that mid-sentence. They stop and say, "Oh, hey, so and so." It's kind of like the experiences I've had lately, trying to just say one sentence to a healthcare professional, and they interrupt me because it's all about them. That kind of mentality. It's all about them. Well, a good provider, no, it's patient-centered. No, they make it provider-centered. Bad. It's been bad. That goes right all the way back to the beginning of this video, but I'm going to continue on this because I think this is important to say. So skip what I said at the beginning of the video. This about people telling others what they should be using their social media platform for. Their social media, I say platform, but I mean their accounts, their channels, their groups, their pages, whatever it is called, for whatever it is. Yeah. I mean, if it's something that is against terms of service or community guidelines or whatever it is called, and whatever it would follow under their rules, just their rules and their regulations, that stuff, or what's legal or illegal. If it falls under that, that's a different story. But I'm talking about just telling people, basically, you get the gist. You know what I mean. That's just, wow. What nerve. What's a sense of who you are. All around, like you're some superior being that you're going to tell people what they can do with their own lives. Really, when it comes down to it, because I know a lot of people want to say, this stuff online it's not real life. Really? You're that okay? Got passionate there about to say it. Oh, I know I have faults. Oh, you bet I do. I'm not a perfect being at all. Okay. And I mean, I also know that this type is a hypocrite, and I can say right now in this video, some of what I say, some would say, well, what aren't you? Because you're going up against someone who tells people what to do, and I am saying, that's wrong. You see, I can get it. I can definitely get that. And, but no, and I've said this so many times before, what's the purpose? What is the purpose? What would be my purpose? I want to do a class here. What's my purpose different from hers? Seriously. She's telling somebody that this is not therapy and shouldn't use it for therapy. And I'm saying you shouldn't be telling people what to do. Well, I'm not telling her she has to. And she's not telling the other person you shouldn't. She's just telling the person flat out. it's not to be used for this purpose. Wow, I didn't know she worked for them, and she wrote the rules. But yeah, I could see where it comes really close to crossing a line, and all that, believe me, I can see that. But I just wanted to get this out. My purpose is really to expose these types that are, whatever word you want to use for them, you know, like arrogant, to despicable, whatever in between. You know, I'm not one that usually cusses, and I had a really bad time with myself, really was hard on myself. For one time I said two people were POSs, and I didn't know, the whole video I didn't say totally, just POS. You know, I said it out. Not my style, but then again, that's, you know, I've said that before. It's no excuse though, but that's when I think that I had, yeah, 2020, early 2020. So I need to update about that whole thing, because I'd taken a test, remember, a year and a half later, and yeah, it was not the test they told me it was. And I've read that somebody else went through that same thing, and they gave them the wrong test, and then told them that they gave them the right one. Wasn't just me. I didn't expect it to be. Yeah, but anyway. Oh, here comes the noise. Okay, anyway. You know, overall, I don't think I have ever said who I think, you know, who it is I'm talking about. Okay, and I think many of us are wise to how huge these, you know, how many people are on these social media platforms, and there are so many of those as it is. And, you know, I just call them all channels, because I'm not going to know every name for what they are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know a few, but not all of them. So I just sum it up as channels. You know, if you're going to have videos, it's going to be channels to me. And but I don't do that. I don't point the finger at and say this person's name or this person's channel name or whatever. You know, if I like them, there are a couple of them, 1, 2, or 3 I've liked in the past, in 8 years almost. And well, probably at first, maybe I said other people that were in that genre when I was new to it and all. But these are good people. I would say something about the good people. And a shout out kind of thing. But these, no. For one thing, you know, it sounds so much like gossip. You know, to point the finger at the person. Plus, I'm not into humiliating anyone. You know, saying this person is that, and then humiliating them. I've been through some really bad humiliation lately on my life, but yeah, part of what's been going on, and that I do wish that I could have reported that to the police, because that one almost crosses that line too. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not anybody in that. But anyway, some of this stuff is going to seep out. Yeah, a little here and a little there. But these, you know, what was I talking about before I said that? But yeah. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, I don't point my finger at them. I don't say their names. Okay, and some of them really have really wanted to and really should have. But anyway, I'm not that type. It sounds too much like gossip, even though it would be, you know, I can point out the behaviors. To me, it's exposing the kinds of behaviors and what you can see. And, you know, I'm not telling anybody what to think off of that. I'm just exposing this kind of behavior, these kinds of behaviors. And, you know, how I see them, like I said, read the disclaimers, and that covers all my videos, no matter what. Yeah. But, anyway, I could be wrong. I can say that. I could be wrong. Some people can't. They just dig their heels in, you know, double down, triple down, quadruple down. Yeah. they're never going to say, these I have never heard them. I shouldn't say never. Again, I have never seen them say they're sorry, apologize. I have never, me, this type, ever see them say they're wrong. Period. And what I'm talking about. But anyway, so there's that. Why, and you know, like I was talking about, who would do that to somebody and then have the nerve, the audacity to say they're exposing them when, and yeah, they're pointing out their bad behavior. When they do something wrong, they want the world to know. You know, at first I thought, okay, this is kind of nice, but when they start saying their name, and just, it gets to the point where it's like they're bullying by saying their name. It's gossip there. It's malicious. It's bullying to me. Cyberbullying to me. And it's on a regular basis. And I think at some point, you know, like me, at first, when they were talking about, because I really did not care for that person we were talking about. But after a little bit, I said, wait a minute now. No, you're doing just as bad. And then it continued on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, that's, to me, cyberbullying. And kept going on and on and on. And the big thing was about humiliation. And trying to humiliate them. There are better ways, really, you know, to, if you're going, I wouldn't even point anybody out. I wouldn't even point the finger and say their name, like I said. So I'm not even going to go there. Because I just wouldn't. That's, And I don't know. I couldn't even say it. It's not your place, I guess. Not your place. I'm telling you, it's mind-boggling. What's your purpose? No, you put out a purpose, but that doesn't seem to be the purpose. After some time, like people, like I said, people like me see you for what you are, and start to think that that's a little bit obsessive. I did. I'm not saying anybody else would. Noise. Hopefully it's not too loud. But it is. To, after so long, I mean, how long has it been? Several months? Maybe close to a year? And I would see it that way. I would see it, and I could say two. Okay. Yeah. Okay, but there's so much in that, in all of that for, of course, I don't see everything. Of course, I don't watch everything. Of course, I don't read everything. Of course, I don't, yeah, I'm not going to spend my whole life. But when I just, you know, flip on it for a little while, I mean, not flip. Why am I talking about flip? Where did that come from? Yeah, I know, too. But, just to watch, you know, click on it a little bit here and there. And what I see, it's like, what are the odds? I mean, each time I click on whatever, it's going to be the same. Or just see the title, or just, is, to me, that crosses a line. To me. And, too much of this stuff goes on. You know, too much of it goes on that is hypocrisy. And the real purpose isn't anything good. Okay, the real purpose, the real intention, the real, what kind of result they want, real, you know, I cannot personally see anything good in it. Okay, I just can't. I can see, well, somebody else who's not, doesn't have such a purpose or an obsession. You see? But there's so much in this I need to even think about. You know, I do, because how I'm seeing it, but overall, I'm not seeing it as good. Yeah, you expose a bad behavior, but then you're doing a bad behavior yourself. You know, and that whole thing of naming that person and trying to humiliate that person, and believe me, it's there. That humiliation game is there. It's in action. Big time. Now, I think if I were doing this video right now and I was saying that person's name or whatever, how they would identify them, yeah, I would say that's crossing the line. You know, if I say their name or their channel name, like I said, I'm going to say everything under channel and, you know, along that line. But to say it, and it really would depend. Not one size does not fit all in all of these. You know, like some people, I'm not giving any advice at all, because these people can be so dangerous, and not just physically, but they could be physically dangerous. Okay, that noise is getting to me. Anyway, got off track. Hold on. Okay, that noise got much louder, so I had to pause there for a while. But anyway, yeah, I was talking about something about these. You know, so much of it depends on the situation and how the person's personality, the person who's talking about them, so much of it, you know. And I can do the same thing as that person. Like I said, let me turn around on her. You can criticize. You can think, okay, this person is this, that, and the other. And yeah, the behaviors and all that. But like I said, to expose the person is taking it, you know, their name, however their name is, even if it's a fake, it's a, you know, PSE is what we used to call them when we, as in the people I knew back then in 1990, they were called PSE, pseudonyms. And we just reduced it to PSE. And yeah, however that people know them. Okay, and I think that's going too far. It really is. It's going too far. But like I said, it depends on this, you know, the situation. So much about it, you know, it depends. But is it legal? Does it fall under terms of service, doxing people? Look up. Seriously, you can look it up yourself. That of cyber stalking, cyber bullying, cyber, you know, all that, and find what it says about doxing. And yeah, I guess, you know, like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I don't really know how it would be for where you live. But what I read here, that's bad. And especially what I'm thinking is, you know, like when the person is not using their real name, and someone finds out their real name, and then, or address, or whatever is the case, where they work, whatever. You know, these kinds of things, plus, not just doxing, but plus. And then people, what is it called? I saw that name recently, and I think I had one time before. Dogpiling? Something like that. Okay, whatever. But, yeah. But anyway, like I said, it's something I want to think about more myself. And I do, for me, I feel like these kinds of behaviors, things I've seen over all these years, some of them, one of them just keeps coming back to me, was a woman that was, I actually warned her. This was so many years ago. I actually sent her a message and said, please watch out for this guy. And the way he's behaving is very bad. And she disappeared. She never was on, that I know, online, at least under that service and all that, again. And it's a vague memory, and I remember her sending me, you know, like a private, it weren't called PMs and all that back then, but saying that she had noticed it herself. And it was creepy. Oh man, creepy. You know, that I think was the only time I have ever, in all these years, these decades, suggested anybody, and it was, I can't, of course, remember how it was. It was, wow, probably in the 90s, and early 90s too, and I was young. But and to point somebody out that person is creepy. And I don't even remember how I said it. Like I said, it was so long ago. Memory. But anyway, I think I've just kind of rambled on and on. But I'm sitting out here because we're going to have yet another, you know, we're in a heat wave. And I know we're not the only ones. But it's going to be another record-breaking day. And by the way, we have been breaking records for much of this year. Lows and highs. You know, beating those records. But now we're beating in a different way. I've never thought about this. I don't know why. But the low overnight, we're beating that as far as heat. Not lower than it, but as far as above it. Really, hadn't thought about that one. We always think about daytime. I do. People I know do. But do you ever think about breaking the record overnight for heat, the high temperature, higher than than some record? I'm serious. We're doing that. Oh man. Hopefully the next, it's supposed to cool off a little bit in a few days. Who knows if it's going to go back up again? But hopefully our electricity won't go off again. And it goes off in the evening, but still it gets warm. So it's only happened twice so far. But anyway, I think I'll wrap this up. But I just wanted to get out here while it's still cool. It's still morning. And I've got 30 minutes before they suggest that we stay inside or limit our outside activities. 30 minutes. Well, actually, 34 minutes to the time they said. Which I don't always, but I think it's a good thing too, because the ozone, we've been having that trouble for a long while here. But anyway, I don't know why, but I have my safety belt on. Talk about a habit. I'm just sitting here, but I have my safety belt on. It's a good habit, huh? Yeah. But you know, get in my SUV, put my safety belt on automatically every time. So actually, I don't know. Anyway, I think I need my morning caffeine, and I guess I'll talk to y'all in another video. Talk to y'all later. I still haven't, by the way, made all the videos public that I wanted to. I finally made that one about the sad story of the ER, and I did not include my really bad experience personally, I don't think. I made it public last night, I think. Anyway. I'll talk to you in another video. Bye.